Good day, Nerdlings. Welcome back to another episode of 7 Hour Survival with me, Kycross. Hour 28 just started, and our main quest for today will be a garden for some turtles. Why? Because I still haven't got all the wood for the expansion of Sistri and our enchanting room. Will we still go there and get work done? Yes, but let's keep that for a side quest for later. First, we got a campfire and used it to come and harvest the bee nest from the field outside. First step for a turtle garden, done. Yes, I want some bees in there for some wax, just in case Lyrian want to wax something. Then, after we got the bee's nest, we came back home and got distracted. So, first side quest of the day, farm tree redstone. We connected all 3 farm trees with redstone lines to a single button in the middle. The pedestal will be for a scarecrow we build one day, but for now we got the waterfalls all hooked up and we can let them run on different timings for some chaos. Side quest, success! Then it was time to terraform. I chose the dune behind Lyrian's house for that and got a rough shape in the ground. Inspired by the bright rock of Lion King, I built a little pond with a rock in the middle. It's not as high, obviously turtles are much calmer and grounded than lions, but when the shape was done, I noticed I was out of dirt for more terraforming and I had not got any of the other materials. So we got distracted again and went back to the farm trees. I used some wood fences and gates for branches and twigs up there. Then I covered it all up with leaves and realized I didn't need the branches because the leaves were so thick you could not see the wood. I stopped and let the last tree bolt so I can test my custom tree skills again, and I want to do some research on Reddit and YouTube and stuff, and I need some more leaves, so I have to go leaf gathering. I was just out again, so yeah, next side quest complete, I guess. Then we got back to the main quest. I hopped into a boat, went out and about and flattened some hills on the other side of the river. Maybe I should not ruin the terrain so close to home, but we are too scared to go out adventuring for now. I don't have an elytra, so I need to gather resources like close to home. I went to my storage. After that, I grabbed all the flowers, dirt, sandstone, fence and trapdoors and some spare wood I had, and then I freestyled the garden. Now, while you can watch me try and error my way to success, I will tell you the story of Lyrian and why she got this garden behind her home. You remember last time we heard about her success with the first enchanting and the book of the Lazit again and stuff. Great! We will continue a little bit after that. The Garden of Scoots. Lyrian feared nothing more than the unknown. At first, she didn't even know that she had that kind of fear, but after diving deeper and deeper in the dark ravine, it became clear to her. When she swam there, weightless, in the pitch black of the deep, in the silence of the water, everything could happen. And her head made her realize, painted pictures of creatures, pictures of nightmares and events of horror. When the first trident from the dark pierced her leg, everything changed. Fantasy became reality, fear became pain, became horror. The Garden of Scoots. Lyrian feared nothing more than the unknown. At first, she didn't even know that she had that kind of fear, but after diving deeper and deeper in the dark ravine, it became clear. When she swam there, weightless, in the pitch black of the deep, in the silence of the water, everything could happen. And her head made her realize, painted her pictures of creatures, pictures of nightmares and events of horror. When the first trident from the dark pierced her leg, everything changed. Fantasy became reality, fear became pain, became that horror. They grabbed her, coming from the kelp and the thick seagrass around her. She didn't know how many it were that touched her. She only forced herself up to the surface. Her sight became grey and dark while voices of disappointed or waxed hallucinated to her ears, telling her what a failure she was. Great. Finally, her head broke the surface and her lungs inhaled the air. That was an unpleasant memory, that stupid spear, as if it chose to dive down to the deepest part of the world only to mock her. A month has passed since, and while her breathing was better than ever, her fear of the unknown wasn't. Now, she sits with her back to the obsidian altar, scratched the scar at her leg, and translated the indestructible book. It told her everything she didn't want to know. The author was from a folk named the Lazit, and they described themselves made of stars and depth. Their biggest interests were the stars and white space behind the clouds, and everything that waits behind the dark of night. For them, The sea mirrored these expanse, and lapis lazuli was star sprinkles on earth and of water. They laughed, or the unknown things that sent shivers down her spine. Lyrian sighed. The Lizard were amazing on the one hand, but kinda crazy on the other. They built ships, explored the oceans, and built their homes and guarded temples of worship on the seabed. They saw those undead the Couplet created as a gift from the stars, so they could harvest the lost experience of everyone who lived before and make their present stronger. If she translated the mystic letters right, some of them even believed that flying something was achievable. That there were folks who did just that, transcended the ground, living now high up in the endless void of night. And now you lost me. Let's go back a few pages. Where was it? Here. Headwear from Turtle Scoots. And I can make it so I can breathe underwater? Even see better? Maybe I need to rewrite that. Not sure if I made that right. There were 2 turtles out on the beach. She named them Lo and Ra. Maybe it was time to find them a nice place to stay, maybe right behind a house. And of course, it was time to cut some seagrass and hatch some new friends. We need Scoots for a head. What a twist! Do you like the garden? I kinda used 2 fences, one on the grass side, one on the sand side. Yeah, after my first breeding attempt failed with only the trapdoors and the turtles just hopped out and swam away. Yeah, I know they are not 1.5 blocks high, but I thought the ledge behind the trapdoors would stop them. It's a learning experience. So, while the new eggs are hatching, I had a little sea trip, and let me tell you, I like what I saw, but I won't share it here. The Lazit Lyrian got to know a little bit better. They have a lot of stuff left behind for her to explore. And yes, we will explore it with or for Lyrian one day, but not today. So, the main quest, a turtle garden, I think it's complete. I really like it. After the main quest was done, we were about 5 hours in, and as we only have 2 hours left, it was not enough to get another main quest going, so I think some side hustles could be done. The first was enchanting. While I was waiting in our enchanting room for the spawner to spawn some zombies, funnel them down the chimney, I got some work done. I used some clear stone, andesite, some mossy couple to craft walls, stairs and slabs, and then with this I rounded up the cave and the ceiling. I smoothed some edges here and there, and I wanted to go for like a gradient where the moss is growing up from the water up the walls because it's always damp there. And around the root I used more cobblestones, so I wanted to show that the root moved out and broke some of the stone there, like Lyrian heard and experienced before she found this room. And yes, I also changed the diorite to stone in the ceiling. And I think this took me about 1.5 hours. So after that, I had a pickaxe for mining. I called it an intern. And I had a new sword for slaying zombies, a little bit more efficient. So the enchanting was a success. Nice work. 30 minutes left now. I had no really good idea what I wanted to do. So I went to the quarry and used the intern pickaxe I had found to tunnel down to bedrock. Like finally, the whole shaft is ready. After that, I just need to get some branches going on the right Y levels. And I will go to strip mining. Yes, I heard it's not the most efficient way, but while I was listening to some audiobooks and stuff, I think I'm having quite fun with it. I don't know, I enjoyed it like in 2.14 and around that time, so I will enjoy it now. I guess, maybe not. We'll see. And we also got a lot of ore, so I had to pick up my lucky pickaxe, and now we have like, I think more than a stack of diamonds left. That's great. I think we have more diamonds than iron now. What does it make us, poor or rich? I'm not really sure, but I can work with that. And yeah, that was all the time we had for this week. 7 hours just flew by. In the end, the turtles, the first eggs hatched and I fed them. So we got 2 new batches of eggs in our garden. Yes, homegrown turtles. When these are hatching, I think I will get some golden dandelions to keep the baby ones. They are very cute and that would be very, very great. And yes, that was all I could do in these 7 hours. Next time, we will get back to the tree roots below. I will build a custom tree design. I will make it a little bit more tree-like. So yeah, thank you for watching, Nerdlings. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe. And have a snack now. You deserve it. Have a good day.